Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a short little video just to share with you what's in my herbal first aid kit. Now I don't usually carry a first aid kit around. I used to, but kind of fell out of the habit of doing it. But was reminded last week that I need to carry a first aid kit. The reason why I made it a point to start carrying a first aid kit with me is because last week or the week before I was in a lot of pain. Now I'm not usually someone that suffers from menstrual cramps or really terrible menstrual cramps. I do get pain sometimes here and there. It's nothing usually bad. Every now and then, like once in a blue moon, it might be bad. So I don't usually carry herbal medicine to help with menstrual cramps around with me because I don't usually need it. But last week or the week before, I was really in a lot of pain. I was doubled over in a supermarket. I was literally having to crouch on and kneel on the floor in regular intervals. It was so bad. I felt so embarrassed as well. And I ended up having to buy some paracetamol just to kind of take away the pain. I don't usually like to take paracetamol or prescription drugs if I don't really have to. And it made me think, if I had a bottle of cramp bark with me or something to help with the period pain, then I wouldn't have had to resorted to taking paracetamol. So I thought I'm always going to carry some with me, and I thought, why just not carry a whole kit? So today I'm going to share with you what I put in my first aid kit. The first one that I'll show you is cramp bark, since we'll be speaking about menstrual cramps. Cramp bark is amazing for relieving cramp in muscles all over the body. So when you have menstrual cramps, it's the muscles in your uterus cramping or contracting, and that usually gives the pain. So cramp bark is something that helps to relieve muscle spasms and cramps. It can help to take away that pain or to lessen it at least. Now the trick is to take the herbal meds when or before the pain gets really bad. So usually pain doesn't go from 0 to 100 straight away. Usually you feel a little niggle and you start having, you know, small cramps first before it gets really bad. And I find that herbal medicine or cramp bark works best before it gets bad. So as soon as you feel that little niggle or you feel that first cramps, I just usually take, you know, a good shot of this, maybe 10 to 15 mils, swig it back, and maybe just give it an hour or so. It usually gets better after that, and I might have to take it maybe later on throughout the day. If it doesn't get better and it starts to get progressively worse, then usually I will take another 10 to 15 mils, swig it back, and just kind of relax. And it usually works all the time. So this should work for you, unless you have some underlying menstrual issues that are causing your pain. Apart from just regular cramps, then cramp bark will work for you. Now the next one is antiseptic hand spray. Now we always come into contact with germs, especially if you're someone that travels on the underground or by public transport, whether it's the bus or train or whatever. You're always literally touching like handles and doors and things like that. If you're someone like me that always has hands to face, then you're more likely to contract diseases. As you probably all know, this coronavirus thing is literally worldwide now, I'm sure. So it's important to carry some antiseptic hand spray with you. Now this is a DIY homemade one. The base of the spray is MARIGOLD or calendula tincture. I use that because it's like 90% alcohol, so it can be really effective and killing germs anyway. If you haven't got calendula tincture, you can use witch hazel, or you can use some vodka, some good alcohol, a high percentage, so it's really antiseptic. Now to this, I've added some essential oils. I've added essential oils of cinnamon, thyme, tea tree, and lavender. You can spray it when you've left public transport. You can spray it after using the toilet. Even though you do wash your hands, it's good to kind of give some extra. If you get a cut, like me, I got a cut today. If you get a cut, then you can just spray it to clean it, just to make sure it doesn't get infected. But it's always good to have on hand antiseptic hand spray. Next thing in my herbal first aid kit is a lemon balm tincture. Now lemon balm is an amazing herb. It's really soothing and relaxing to the nervous system. It's really good for anxiety, and especially good for anxiety that causes stomach issues or cramps or, you know, IBS sort of thing. Lemon balm is great. And remember, herbal first aid kits are not just for us that's carrying them. It could be for the people around us. Something might happen where somebody's just really in a lot of shock, and they're suffering from anxiety. giving them some lemon balm will be such a help to them. The next thing in my first aid kit is a throat spray. Now I usually just carry this in my handbag anyway, but the herbal throat spray is really good if you are just getting a cold, or if you're coming down with something. So you know when you're first coming down with something, I don't know if everybody experiences it, but I start to get like a little pain in my throat. It becomes a little bit sore when I swallow. It feels like there's something there, and as soon as I get this, I know that I'm going to get sick. But herbal throat spray is good for that reason. Usually I just put a few sprays to the back of my throat, and it's really helpful. Now this herbal throat spray has a few herbal ingredients like echinacea, sage, thyme, elderberry, marshmallow, clove. Really antiseptic and really pain relieving. So clove is a natural anesthetic, so it can help just to relieve that soreness that you feel, but it's also great, really antiseptic. And usually when I take this, the cold either doesn't come or comes, but very mildly. The next thing I've got is echinacea tincture. Now echinacea is one of the ingredients that are in the throat spray, but again, it's just really good at boosting your immune system. So if you're out traveling, you're not at home, and you're feeling kind of low and you feel like you're coming down with something, taking some echinacea drops every few hours can be really beneficial and just help to kind of kickstart your immune system and keep you well. The next thing in my kit is lavender essential oil. Now lavender essential oil is my favorite. I use it for absolutely everything, but it's great for cuts and stings and burns. It has anti-inflammatory properties, so it's good for like swellings and bruises. So you know accidents happen when you're out, especially with children. Lavender oil, essential oil, is really good to have because you can just pop it straight on neat, and it can just really bring down some inflammation and help to keep you know, any cuts or scrapes or stings really clean. Now the next thing I have in my kit is charcoal. How does charcoal work? Now charcoal has these amazing properties. When you ingest it, it actually helps to pull or absorb all of the toxins in your digestive tract, and then it takes it through to your bowels, and then obviously is excreted through your bowels. Now this is good for some things like maybe some minor tummy upsets. You might have eaten something that doesn't quite agree with you. Charcoal is really great at just kind of settling that tummy. It's also really good at absorbing gas. So if you have wind or excess wind, and if any of you that have experienced wind in your digestive or trapped wind, it can be super painful, but charcoal is really good at just kind of absorbing the wind and helping you to expel it. Yes, charcoal for tummy upsets, minor food poisonings, and for trapped wind. Next herb that I have is yarrow. Yarrow has lots of lovely, wonderful properties. The reason why I carry it as a first aid tool is because of its styptic properties. Now this just means it helps to stop bleeding. You can be out and you can get a really bad cut or something, and yarrow is amazing at helping to stop the bleeding, helping your blood to clot and reduce blood loss. Now this is loose yarrow, so it's nice to have it in a powder form that you can add a tiny bit of water to make a paste with. So I usually carry a grinder. Now you can find grinders in many shops or online or on Amazon. I'll find a link and post it down there. But this is a grinder, and you can grind the yarrow herb up in this, and you can grind it into like a fine powder almost. You can then add a tiny bit of water to that, and when you do that, it makes a paste, and you can put this paste on any cut that's bleeding, and it will just help to reduce the bleeding and to stop blood loss. Now the last thing that I have in the kit is this tin of tea. Now this tea consists of chamomile, caraway, fennel and rosemary. Now this is good for any tummy upsets, like after eating. If you have like bloating, or again, as I mentioned with the charcoal, trapped wind, as it can be really bad, this tea is great. Caraway and fennel are especially amazing. We call them carminatives. Now you're going to learn a little bit more about herbal actions in the next video about the digestive system. Carminative action, what it means is just that it helps to relieve bloating and gas in the digestive system, and helps you to expel it. So this is a loose tea. It has some cardamom in it as well, actually, I forgot to mention. Smells amazing. It's so fragrant. Now these herbs are really rich in essential oils. That's what makes them so fragrant and aromatic, and they're really good at helping you with digestive complaints. You normally carry something like this, so you can make a tea wherever you are. So you just kind of put the herbs in this little strainer, shut it, hot water, and just take that when you're experiencing those kind of issues. Now, when you allow it to brew for about 15 minutes or so. While it's brewing, I would say cover the cup. You don't want to allow those lovely oils to escape from the cup, because those are ones that are going to be quite medicinal for you. So cover the cup and trap all those lovely aromatics inside. I hope you enjoyed this video. Very unconventional. I know I'm in my car, but yeah, I just wanted to share with you what I carry. Now, this kit is not exhaustive. There are some things that I would probably add to it, like ginger, for example, either in a tincture form or in capsules, because ginger is really good at helping you when you feel nauseous or when you're vomiting. It helps to kind of stop that. I would also probably carry some slippery elm bark in there. Slippery elm is the bark of the slippery elm tree, and it's usually powdered, and when you add water to it, it forms a really thick kind of mucilaginous, kind of slimy kind of consistency, and this is really good at tackling heartburn. So if you're someone that suffers from heartburn a lot, especially when you've eaten, or if you're eating outside, this is something that you can take after meals, and it just coats your esophagus, it coats your digestive system, and it just helps to soothe that and helps it to heal. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've got some wonderful ideas of what to put in your first aid kit, and if you make first aid kits and you've got something that I haven't got, let me know what it is. Have a lovely day, guys, and thanks for watching. Bye.